It's still the first half of the day. What now? Call the popo. Ikari agrees with me, right, Ikari? Anyways, the camp was drifting off for afternoon nap. Oh, those were the best at summer camp. Just lazily taking a nap in the middle of the day. Only Genda stared at me. Genda. It is Genda Ikari. Called it! I mean, it just looks like him. Like there should be a giant Eva statue coming up behind him. Anyways, Genda stared at me through his glasses. Of course, he was staring somewhere else, but I had a feeling he was constantly watching me. Disappointed in his son, really, is what he is. I bet he knows where Shirk is hiding. Yes, he's now the 4th child. He's been chosen to pilot the next generation of Evas. He just can't say anything. No, it's, again, top secret. The disappearance of the cybernetic club leader made me think. Who would make the sex toys of the future? What? Maybe it got something to do with my case. Oh, pioneer. Again, sexy nurse. Pretty common stereotype. I looked at her curiously and intently in certain areas. Go ahead and take my place in the infirmary. Oh, what? I have an urgent call. Someone is injured. Me? Yes, you. Take the keys. It's dangerous to go alone. And the nurse threw me the keys and ran away. I intently watched as she ran away. Into the distance. Anyways, what? Why me? Isn't there anyone else in this camp? Why exactly should I be doing? What if something happens? Or what do I do now? I missed my chance to refuse. I stood in front of the door uncertain. On the one hand, there is nothing to worry about. I spend half an hour or so here, and she'll be back, you think. But what if someone actually comes for help? What if a broken leg or a head injury? Again, call the popo. I began to worry too much. I hope there was no injuries, more serious than a bruise, a scratch, or something that whiskey could fix. Teething, by the way. My dad got in trouble once for curing my sister, who was the firstborn, teething problems with a whiskey cracker. Mom about chewed his head off. Anyways, I hope there were no more injuries. But at the same time, I could not shake this idea that in a serious situation, I would be absolutely useless. Unless it was like that Wii game or the DS. No, what was it? Urgent Care, where you had to fight aliens. Anyways, what? I don't even know how to perform CPR. You hug them until it happens. And by the way, what the hell is this? Why is there a giant head there? You can check out a porn collection on our Apple II. Quirk lock eek tool. There's a hidden message there. Anyways, a magazine on the nurse's table caught my attention. Hot Young Boys. What? A good way to relax, I guess. This is labeled Soviet fashion. We all wear the same outfit. Anyways, what? The publication date was absent. Of course it was. However, this was not a surprise. There was much stranger things happening here. Like the fact you're in the past. I don't know much about Soviet magazines. Maybe they actually didn't have a publication date on them. I probably did. How did they deliver them? Was it the same here in the U.S. with the mail? Anyways, models dressed in old-fashioned clothes stared at me from glossy pages. Nowadays, nobody would wear such clothes. They didn't wear the clothes back then either. It's typical fashion. I smirked. I wonder if Sylvia, for example, considered this fashionable. I could only imagine what would happen if she appeared in my time wearing something like this. Imagined we are walking hand in hand, nude down the beach. And what? Wearing a coat with my hood, and she's dressed like a lavish dress covered lace-y thing. Seems like I'm already imagining Sylvia in my world. With me. And not only Sylvia. This dress suits Ulsa. The cute Safaran look would go well on Alcia. The skirt and cardigan would look nice on Lena. If only they could be, by the way, that was my email notification, could be real. Now, I saw them, heard them, could even touch them. Grope, grope. Anyways, what? But still, they are here, and I simply don't belong in this place. It's alien to me. I'm just waiting for my chance to get out of this place. If this is the last thing I ever do, waiting because nothing is up to me anymore. I sighed, put my head on the table, and fell asleep. Is that an iPad? No, that's probably... Anyways. Ellipses, my only constant companion. I awoke to the nose of a door open. Sorry about being such an asshole this morning. Linda stood at the door. The nurse isn't here? Then I'll come back later. I'm substituting for her. Since I'm responsible for our pioneer's lives, I should do it with full responsibility. Although, in fact, I was just afraid of something bad happening because of me. Any health complaints? Cramps. It's I feel like I want to kill someone. Anyways, what? I tried to give Linda the most professional smile I could in order to not confuse her. Nothing special, just a little headache. Let's do this then. I got naked and actually, in all honesty, it's a decent enough cure for it if you do it right. Some painkillers maybe. Of course, I wasn't aware where to find the required medication, so it took me a while to find them. Finally, I handed a Metaboys tablet to Lena. Thanks. She smiled. You just handed her some opium, essentially. That was completely unexpected, and I lost touch with reality, staring into the green fields that were her eyes. Anyways, what? What? Lena turned awkwardly in an instant. Listen, I've been wondering, do you like this? As I point to my crotch. I don't know what got into me, but I grabbed the magazine from the table and showed her the picture of the skirt and cardigan, which maybe I was completely nuts. Though, talking about all the girls being in my world, or maybe I wanted to distract myself instead of just waiting for the nurse to come back. Lena looked at the picture. Yes, I guess. Is stuff like this fashionable? I guess. She got confused and started blushing. Why do you ask? Really? Why? Yes. Thank you. It's alright. I'm just being completely honest. We were quiet for some time. How is your headache? Much better. Thank you. She smiled. I'll be off. Good luck. Take luck with you. Take good luck. Care of that luck. If you get luck, take the luck. Anyways, Lena was out and I continued to look through her magazine. See? Easy. Complimented her. It probably improves our line with her. Looks like we're going after Lena, maybe. After a while, someone knocked on the door again. Seems like the infirmary is the popular place to go. Suddenly, I decided to roleplay as a nurse. I put on high heel stockings and was what? Just a male version. You ruined my fantasy. And said, "Come in." Chihuahua. The door opened and Ulsa entered the room. Wow, did I miss the moment when you decided to start knocking? Anything wrong with me knocking? She frowned. Where does it hurt? What on earth would I tell you? Where's the nurse? Right in front of you. I, imposing, crossed my legs and looked questioningly at her. I better go. It'd be better to die than to be treated by you. She smiled mischievously. You didn't even let me try. Ulsa thought for a moment. Though you could give me some pills. What's bothering you? It took some time to reply. A heavy stomach ache. Sure, it's not an empty head. I muttered under my breath. What did you say? Nothing, give me a second. I found some pills in the first drawer I opened up. Thank you, doctor. She smiled cheerfully. Watching Ulsa, I could not imagine how such an optimistic and active child could have health problems. She's a drug addict. Yeah, go with the second one. Considering the local cuisine, it's not surprising. Maybe. She smirked. I see you're still alive and kicking. Well, I'm not complaining. Bye. There you go. So do we get each girl could come in, and whether or not we insult them or not, I don't know. Again, is that an iPad? I want to get a fan like that for my bathroom because it doesn't have an exhaust fan. So I worry about mold. Anyways, sorry, distracted. Again, I went back to studying Soviet fashion trends. Time passed, but the nurse was still absent. I wasn't searching for Shurk, wasn't looking for any clues concerning my situation. I was just sitting around, flipping through a magazine, flapping off. Just for a moment, I felt quite satisfied with the situation. So far, everything that has happened here could be seen as just a trip to summer camp. As if nothing changes anytime soon, then I can start worrying. If nothing changes. Anyway, again, someone freaking knocked on the door. Can't a guy masturbate in peace? Did I miss the outbreak of the epidemic? Sylvia was standing in the doorway. Oh, hi. Isn't the nurse here, you bastard? Hi, no, she's not. I'm taking over for the day. Great. I'd like... She hesitated. What? By the way, Simon. Sylvia said, then looked intently at me. What? It seems like I lost my keys. Have you seen them anywhere? Sure I have. Yeah, I found them near the canteen yesterday. I wanted to return them to you, but I forgot about it. I was really bad at lying. My cheeks were red, my eyes were wandering around her chest, and hands constantly shaking. Here! I was already preparing myself for the approaching scolding, but Sylvia only took the keys and said, thanks, your lad. So, what have you come here for? I really needed to change the subject. Does anything hurt? Like, did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Was that the pickup line? Anyways, no, it's nothing. Strange. I wouldn't even think that such an open person as Sylvia would keep anything quiet. If there's something bothering you, tell me. Or wait till the nurse comes back, because I'm not a prying asshole. Well, anyways, that's why I'm here, to treat people. No, you're here because the nurse had to go off and bone someone. I smiled widely. No, lad. I mean, yes, but no. Hearing that made it anything possible, even dividing by zero. So, how can I help you? You? Yeah, I guess you can't. She smiled, and was going to leave, but suddenly stopped. However, could you step outside for a minute? I guess, why not? Pretty lady tells me to step outside, I'll step outside. I stepped outside of the infirmary and leaned against the wall. I wondered what she might be doing, something that I can even see. After a minute, the door opened and Sylvia came out. Oh, she wanted me to leave her. Okay. She was carrying a small bundle. Don't ask about the bundle. Good luck, I shouted after her. Thank you. She's a dope fiend. She gave me one of those sweet smiles before leaving. I'm probably being too nice on this playthrough, but yep, she's just taking a bunch of painkillers, and she's just going to pop, what do you call it, dopamines? Oh, I don't know. I'm not a big drug guy myself, as you can tell. Quote the whiskey drinker. I looked at the time. It was getting late. I read the magazine backwards and forwards, but the nurse wasn't here. I've studied each of the dresses and the cleavage that came with it. Suddenly, the door busts open. Alice rushed in. She looked at me piercingly. What are you doing here? Sitting. I admitted honestly. Okay then. It's even better without the nurse. What, having sex? She muttered. Are you sick? I asked acidly. Alice didn't answer and came close to me. Move, she said. Why? So I can open the drawer. Isn't it obvious? What for? She got angry. None of your beeswax. Well, I'm kind of in charge here. She gave it a moment of thought. Then give me some active carbon. Okay, that doesn't seem... Stomachache? Yeah. She grinned sharply. I got the feeling there was something wrong here. Give her the carbon. Get out of here. But you never know. Well, If she really has a stomach ache, okay. Either that or she's making bombs and she's gonna blow up the whole thing. A packet of coffee cup. Thanks. Again, it's just whatever. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Just wash your hands of the whole thing. Sorry, that was me bouncing the mic. Who's left? The nurse, Miku, and Olga. It was 15 minutes till dinner, and the nurse still wasn't back. I guess just leaving this place like this wouldn't do. She asked me to look after it, after all. And who knows what might happen if I leave. Though, who would want to see anything, steal anything from here? Except for Alice stealing active carbon. I opened the magazine again and began reading it for the nth time. The fashions of the 80s weren't that fun anymore. Yarning got me several times. It was already 6 o'clock, so dinner had already started. Of course, I had to be on watch till I stood up and steadily headed towards the exit. A rushing sound came from behind the door. Could it be someone got poisoned and broke their arm or was eaten by a yeti? I sighed heavily and pulled the doorknob. However, there was no one outside. Seems like it was just my imagination. I returned inside and instantly noticed that something has changed in the infantry. To be precise, an apple. Oh! The iPad's an apple. That's good. Has appeared on the table. But where from? Fruits can't just materialize in thin air from the shelves, can they? Well, you came here from the 90s. What the hell do we call the present? The present. Let's just say the present. Because you had the 2000, which was the aughts. What the hell do you call today? Like the tens? I don't know. Anyways, though it was a campaign thing possible, chances are someone just brought it here. Maybe Lena wanted to thank me. Given that she was all shy and... But wait, there's more. How could she just slip in past me like that? Lena wouldn't climb in through the window after all. So, there must be something else. It's a poison apple. Learned from Snow White. I was suddenly overwhelmed by fear. What? If the app... Again, Snow White, yes. Though, why would someone complicate things? Why would... Yeah. When I'm totally helpless and can be killed way more easily. Or, it might just be an apple which Eve tasted in the Garden of Eden. By the way, it wasn't an apple. In the original translations and stuff, it's more like a pomegranate or something. Because they didn't have apples back then. Apples was... Anyways. Well, they had apples back then, but I mean not in... Middle East. Anyways, in any case, I certainly shouldn't eat it. The same second my stomach reminded me that it was there. However, it would take time to close the infirmary to reach the canteen to get food. My stomach is about to eat itself. There's nothing wrong, I guess. Once again, I tried to remember if the apple was there before. In the end, it must have appeared from somewhere. Maybe it got here through the window. The shutter was slightly open. So someone must have reached in and put it in there. Nothing serious, however. Oh dear God, no. I freaking don't know. The funny thing is, I, being a professional YouTuber, since I'm recording this, I could actually rewind the tape and see if the apple was there or not. But that'd be cheating. Cute. No, I wouldn't do that. Fudge me. Wow. Don't eat the apple. Just don't. That seems reasonable. Which means I should have picked the other one. In these things, you don't do the reasonable thing. No! Even assuming that this is the normal apple. In any case, I shouldn't eat unwashed fruit. You could wash it. Just like that. I found a reason for my fear and put the apple away. It was time to... I could have got poisoned and take... It was the active carbon, wasn't it? That, what's-her-face had. It was time for dinner. Did you find Shurik? No. Still no sign of him. Don't worry. We'll find him. In a morgue somewhere. I tried to cheer him up. Too much time has passed. I'll just keep on searching, because I still haven't found what I'm looking for. That one might have been the 90s instead of the 80s. What about dinner? No, finding Shurik is more important, he muttered thoughtfully. I left him at the crossroads. See you at the crossroads. No, that was even the 90s. And wished him good luck. Pioneers crowded in the doorway. I quickened my pace, trying not to be the last one in line, at least for today. And I was lucky. In the far corner was an absolutely empty table, because everyone else was worried about Shurik, you uncaring bastard. It's this table right here. See the empty chair there? I took my dinner quickly and sat down. Though tonight's dinner considered a fruit soup. Ooh, fruit soup. I don't know if I had fruit soup before. Or soup just made with fruit. And a pair of buns. Trust me, in this game there's been lots of nice buns. This set surprised me at first, but the taste was actually nice. I concentrated on eating. Lena, let's go here. Look, free chairs. Ah, Lena and Muku, the two people I've actually talked to, stood in front of me. Are these taken? Wondered Lena. No, take a seat. Of course, I wish I were alone. Thank you. Hey, dominatrix. As soon as Lena said that, Zoe jumped out from behind her back. I'll sit here. There's no places left, she said, putting her tray on the table and sitting down, not even waiting for my answer. Sure, make yourself at home, I muttered soulfully. What? Nothing. To tell the truth, I wanted to reduce the whole company to just Lena, though neither Muku or Zoe were causing much trouble. Except one was way too talkative and the other was way too arrogant. But nevertheless, they were absolutely harmless, especially comparing to some others I could name. Oh, I seem to have forgotten my key. Don't worry, take mine. I was surprised by Muku's short reply. Do you live together? Of course. Didn't you know? Together on our cabin in rearmost, we live together. That is to say, we share the same cabin, which is to say we sleep next to each other, which is to say we have the same cabin. Anyways, one's fine. I wouldn't have been surprised if someone told me that Lena lived with Sylvia, or with Zoe, at worst. Even electronic, but silent, shy Lena and very talkative Miku as a pair. That was really actually a nice pairing, but a surprise. Did you find Shurik? It's strange that Zoe is disturbed by someone's problem. No, haven't found him yet. Surely he's at the village buying cigarettes. Is he a smoker? Or vodka? My kind of guy. Actually, no. Well, vodka's nice, but whiskey. Yeah, there's a drink. Vodka's a bad waste of potatoes. Not just kidding. She snorted. There we go. Village? I asked. At the moment, the conversation got much more interesting. Got problems with villages? No, where is it? Zoe looked amazed. You mean there's a village nearby? I think so, she said, uncertain. I looked at Lena and Miku, but they were busy with their meals and did not pay attention to our conversation. You mean you don't know exactly? Why should I care? Zoe snarled at her food. Anyways, but there must be something nearby. Listening. I don't know. Will you let me eat? Seems like I won't get anything from her. That's what I meant. That wasn't a Freudian slip. Though there is a chance that she really doesn't know. The remaining time was spent listening to Miku talking about some nonsense. I was going slowly mad in silence. Was I supposed to stay at the cabin at this time, the infirmary, and eat the poisonous apple? It was the nurse. She was trying to drug me.